Period pain, especially those cramps. If you've ever wondered why they happen, if they're normal, and what you can do to feel better, you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Maddie with RedDrop, where we talk about all things related to periods and growing up. Today we're diving into a topic that a lot of you might be curious about: period pain. We're gonna go over cramps, headaches, back pain, and any other discomfort that you might feel during your cycle, including what to expect, why it happens, and how to deal with it. Let's get started. First things first, let's talk about the different types of discomfort you might experience when you're on your period or PMSing. And PMS stands for premenstrual syndrome. And keep in mind that everybody's body is different, so you might not feel the same way that your friends feel, and that's entirely okay. But here are some common symptoms that you might notice. Firstly, we got cramps. Now, these are probably the most common. Now, this kind of feels like a throbbing or cramping pain in your lower abdomen, the lower part of your belly, and that's actually your uterus. Some people also experience lower back pain. Sometimes those contractions in your uterus can cause a dull ache in your lower back. Another common one are headaches or migraines. Hormonal changes while you're on your period can sometimes trigger these, especially if you're prone to migraines. Breast tenderness is another common one, and that's just when your breasts tend to feel a little bit more sore or swollen, usually days before your period or while you're on your period. And lastly, you might also feel fatigue. You might feel a little bit more worn out and tired days that you're on your period. This isn't exactly pain, but it's definitely a discomfort that a lot of women and girls feel. So now that you know what potential discomforts you might expect, let's dive a little bit deeper into cramps and what they are, because girls seem to have the most questions about those anyway. So really, why do cramps happen? Each month, your body prepares by thickening the lining of your uterus. Your body doesn't need the lining and it sheds out through your period, and that's what your period is. But to do that, the muscles in your uterus have to contract. It's kind of like a mini workout for the muscles in your uterus. And these contractions are what cause the cramps. Now, cramps can feel different for everyone. For some, they're just a mild ache, and for others, it can feel a bit more intense. And it's also common for these cramps to be linked to lower back pain because of how those muscles work together. Whether you get cramps, back pain, or a combination of both, remember that it's pretty normal. A lot of girls experience this. Now let's zoom in on headaches for a second. And these are often called menstrual migraines, and they can happen for a variety of reasons. So it is mostly due because of a change in your hormone levels. So right before you get your period, there's this hormone in your body called estrogen, and it drops really quickly. And this change in hormones actually affects your brain chemicals and cause the headaches. Another thing called prostaglandins that control pain and inflammation goes up during your period. And this can actually make the blood vessels in your brain tighten and then expand, also causing headaches. Aside from that, things like not drinking enough water, being stressed, not getting enough sleep, or even losing iron from having heavy periods can make these headaches worse. Okay, so now we know why they happen, but what do we do about it? Let's talk about some ways that you can feel better if you have headaches, cramps, or anything else. Because the good news is there's a lot of ways to manage period pain. First, let's talk about cramps. You've probably heard of pain relievers like ibuprofen. These can be super helpful because they work to reduce the inflammation that causes the pain. And they can be a great go-to when your cramps and even your headaches are getting in the way of your day. However, if you're not into taking over-the-counter medicine, there's a lot of natural remedies as well. A heating pad can also do wonders for cramps. You just put it right on your lower belly and it helps relax those muscles and relieve some of the pain. Now, I know that exercise sometimes feels like the last thing you want to do, especially when you're on your period, but I promise that a little bit of gentle exercise, something like yoga, just something to get your body moving, can actually help with cramps and help to just make you feel better in general. Believe it or not, there's actually certain foods that can help with cramps, and these are foods that are rich in magnesium. So these include things like bananas and even dark chocolate. Now for headaches, like I mentioned, over-the-counter pain relievers like ibuprofen or Tylenol are still helpful. However, there's also a few natural remedies that you might want to consider. And number one is hydration. Lots of times when we get headaches, it's simply because we're dehydrated. So one way to reduce that is by not being dehydrated and drinking a lot of water. We should be drinking about 8 cups of water a day. Another great practice is making sure we get enough rest and relaxation. First, we need to make sure that we're getting enough sleep. And actually, young kids and teens need more sleep than adults. So make sure you're getting at least 8 hours every night. And because stress is such a big trigger for headaches, relaxation techniques like deep breathing and meditation are really good to reduce stress and reduce those headaches. Something else to take note of for yourself is to notice what triggers your headaches and to limit them. Some people get triggered by strong smells, bright colors, and certain foods. So if you know those things that trigger you, just try to stay away from them, especially during your period. Now, while a heating pack can be good for reducing cramps on your stomach, a cold compress can be nice for your head and reducing headaches. Placing an ice pack on your forehead or wherever you're feeling the pain can help numb the pain and reduce those headache symptoms. Now, sometimes these at-home solutions don't cut it and your cramps or your headaches might need a bit more attention. This is why we've brought in Dr. Monica Williams to give us a little more information about when it's best to see a doctor and when we should take this pain a little more seriously. Now, if you want to hear what Monica has to say, this is actually a segment just for paid RedDrop subscribers. While we do have a ton of free educational content on this YouTube channel, the RedDrop subscription includes having period products being sent to your house once a month, as well as exclusive content from me. So if you want to check that out, I'll leave a link in the description down below. So to recap, cramps, headaches, and every other type of period pain can be totally normal, and there are lots of different ways on how to manage them. Whether you choose to use medicine, natural remedies, or you just want to learn more, it's all about learning what works best for you. And don't forget, if something doesn't feel right or you're in too much pain, it's okay to ask for help. Talk to a trusted adult and use RedDrop's resources to learn more. And if you want more period education, we actually have a whole Period 101 course that's made to assist you in educating your tween about everything she needs to know about her period. Thanks for watching, and remember to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more helpful tips and advice. See you in the next video.